Will car prices in the USA finally drop by 2026? That's the million-dollar question on everyone's mind, isn't it? After years of sticker shock and dealership markups, we're all desperate for some relief. So, let's dive deep and see what the experts are predicting and what factors are shaping the future of the car market. First, let's rewind a bit. Why did prices skyrocket in the first place? It was a perfect storm. The pandemic hit, shutting down factories. This led to a massive shortage of semiconductor chips, which are basically the brains of modern cars. At the same time, people were moving out of cities, and with public transport looking less appealing, demand for personal vehicles went through the roof. More buyers, fewer cars, you know the rest. Prices went stratospheric. So what's changing now? The good news is that the supply chain is slowly but surely healing. Chip manufacturers have ramped up production, and automakers are getting back to a more normal rhythm. We're already seeing inventories on dealership lots growing. More cars available means more competition, and that naturally puts downward pressure on prices. You might have already noticed some brands offering incentives and discounts again, something that was unheard of just a year or two ago. Now let's talk about the economy. The Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates to combat inflation. This makes auto loans more expensive, which can cool down demand. When borrowing money costs more, fewer people are willing or able to buy a new car. This reduced demand is a key factor that could lead to lower prices. If cars start sitting on lots for too long, dealers will have no choice but to cut prices to move them. It's simple supply and demand economics. But here's a major curveball: the transition to electric vehicles. This is a huge deal. The government is pushing hard for EVs with tax credits and stricter emission standards. Automakers are pouring billions into developing new electric models. Initially, this transition is expensive. The research, the new factories, the battery technology, it all costs a ton of money, and that cost gets passed on to the consumer. So while we might see gasoline car prices stabilize or even drop, the average price of a new car could stay high because of the growing share of more expensive EVs. However, there's a flip side to the EV story. As more companies jump into the electric game, competition will intensify. Think about it. It's not just the legacy automakers anymore. We have new players, and everyone is fighting for a piece of the pie. More competition, especially from more affordable EV brands, could eventually drive down the prices of electric cars significantly. Plus, battery technology is improving at an incredible pace. As batteries become cheaper and more efficient to produce, the single most expensive component of an EV will come down in price, making the whole car more affordable. So, what's the final verdict for 2026? It's a bit of a mixed bag, but the outlook is generally optimistic for buyers. For traditional gasoline cars, prices are very likely to continue their downward trend from the crazy peaks we saw. The supply is catching up, and higher interest rates will keep demand in check. You'll probably find more deals and have more negotiating power than you've had in years. For electric vehicles, the story is more complex. In the short term, they might keep the average transaction price high. But by 2026, we expect to see a much wider range of EV models available, including many more budget-friendly options. The increased competition and falling battery costs should start making a real difference. You'll have more choices, from affordable electric sedans to family-friendly SUVs that won't break the bank. In summary, while we might not see a dramatic market crash, the trend is pointing towards a more buyer-friendly market by 2026. Prices for gasoline cars should be noticeably lower, and the world of EVs will be much more accessible. My advice? If you can wait, it might be worth it. The next couple of years will bring more stability, more choice, and hopefully, much better prices. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on the car market.